Bail denied. First tonight on our news, live at 7, the suspect accused of killing 12-year-old Adriel Moxie faces a capital murder charge that could carry the death penalty. We have the details from today's court proceedings straight ahead. But first, a horrifying incident as a house explodes while a gas tank was being refueled. Eyewitnesses described the chaotic scene as something out of a movie. And later, bail denied. First tonight on our news, live at 7, the suspect accused of killing 12-year-old Adriel Moxie faces a capital murder charge that could carry the death penalty. We have the details from today's court proceedings straight ahead. But first, a horrifying incident as a house explodes while a gas tank was being refueled. Eyewitnesses described the chaotic scene as something out of a movie. And later, luxury in reach. Dreaming of walking in red bottoms? The iconic luxury brand making it easier with the launch of a stunning new storefront. Then at our news at 7:30, how will you spend Majority Rule Day? Our Marlena Leonard tells us the Point has something big in store this year, including exclusive day passes. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Berthany McDermott, in for Candino Knowles. A shocking turn in the murder of 12-year-old Adriel Moxie, as 38-year-old Chris Ferguson is charged with capital murder. Prosecutors say the November 20th killing could lead to the death penalty. We'll tell you all the details and what's next in the case in about 3 minutes, but first, a terrifying scene unfolding in the Blue Hill Road South community Sunday afternoon when police say a petroleum gas truck servicing a residential tank led to an explosion, leaving residents in shock. The massive blast, which happened directly across from Commonwealth Bank, caused extensive damage to nearby homes and businesses, shattering windows and knocking out lights. Following the explosion, 8 individuals, 5 adults and 3 children were taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital for urgent care. The Public Hospitals Authority said in a statement moments ago that as of today, 2 of the 4 adults are in critical condition, while the other 2 remain stable. As for the 3 children, PHA say 1 of them has been admitted and is stable, while the other 2 have been discharged. When our news arrived, fire crews were conducting their initial investigations. The area was cordoned off as debris, glass, and the gas truck were all scattered in the area. Chief Fire Officer Superintendent Damaris Brister.
Upon their arrival, they would have met what you can see here, a single-story stone structure that would have received extensive damages. And some adjacent nearby buildings would have also received damages. What we can say at this time is that a fuel truck, an LPG truck, they were fueling an LPG tank when the explosion occurred. As a result of that, some 9 persons would have received injuries and they were transported to the hospital at this time.
Meanwhile, the family has been left homeless and shaken after Sunday's ordeal. Delvardo Emmanuel tells us how their lives were suddenly turned upside down.
What started out as a normal Sunday afternoon for the Dot family turned into a devastating ordeal when a routine gas refueling ended in tragedy, costing them their home.
I don't know if it was a movie or something what I watch on the television. I don't know. Because everything happened so fast.
Sandra Smith and her family were settling in after a long evening at their food stand, thus just outside their home. But in the blink of an eye, their lives were turned upside down. It was shortly after 4 p.m. when a gas delivery truck arrived, and as the tank was being refilled, Sandra noticed something alarming.
My husband was reading his phone off the Bible off the phone. So he looked at it, he says, so why are you touching the hose? He said, no, everything goes. So that leaking out. He said, no, it ain't leaking. It just have a little, something in it. Say, but the gas coming out. And a couple minutes we sit down, but 1 or 2 minutes, we see a lot of the foam, the white stuff like smoke coming out.
Panic ensued. Sandra rushed to get her 2 grandchildren inside, but the explosion came before they could fully escape.
Grab the children, I grab us, we run inside. So I must leave my little grandson outside with two. I run, open the door back, and I grab him back. I grab him, I run inside. And when I run inside, I push the back door. Time I push the back door, we walk towards the front door. Everything that's bust through.
In the chaos, Sandra, her husband, their two daughters and grandkids were injured.
So when I come out, I meet my oldest girl out there, bleeding on my head to top. So I say, so she asks, I say, Mommy, my face look bad. I see a little cut, a little burn. I see a hole in her face. I don't know, what all was there.
Despite the loss, Sandra remains grateful no lives were lost. She praised the swift response of EMT. Family is now appealing for help to rebuild what's been lost.
They ain't get nothing out there. They couldn't get nothing. They still ain't get nothing out there. Everything gone. Everything, children clothes, everything.
Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks, Delvado. And now to that arraignment we mentioned at the top, as 38-year-old Chris Ferguson has been charged with capital murder, more than a month after 12-year-old Adriel Moxie was found raped and murdered in bushes near her home. The charge will allow prosecutors to seek the death penalty if he is convicted of the November 20th killing. Adriel never made it home after finishing extracurricular activities at Anatole Rogers High School around 6 p.m. Prosecutors say she was found in nearby bushes partially naked with a cloth around her neck. Ferguson, who did not have a lawyer, asked the court for a public defender. He was asked to plead and was denied bail. The case is set to proceed on May 1st with the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. And the long-standing debate over the enforcement of the death penalty continues. With the Privy Council reversing previous rulings, the question is, could it actually happen? Tonight, the president of the highest court in the Bahamas is adding to the conversation.
I have never shied away from the fact that I support the death penalty. But in fact, I did it twice, but like I said, I was reversed twice.
Court of Appeal President John Isaacs not shying away from his stance on capital punishment. The conversation reemerged after the tragic killing of a preteen and elderly woman in November. The Court of Appeal President believes that with the death penalty, one thing is sure.
There are those who say that it's been shown not to be a deterrent. Well, there are two types of deterrent. There's specific deterrent and general deterrent. The execution is a specific deterrent. You can be guaranteed that that individual will not offend again.
Back in 2011, the Privy Council overturned the conviction and sentencing of Max Otito, who was found guilty of the 2002 murder of 16-year-old Donnell Conover, determining the matter wasn't the worst of the worst. Noted defense attorney Christina Galana says the term is conceptual. Isaac says what is the worst of the worst remains to be seen.
If you determine that someone is a danger to the community, much like a cancer in the body, you excise the cancer. You don't put it in another location in the body.
While he says he's not certain if this could happen in the Bahamas again, the Court of Appeal president suggests a stronger deterrent is needed.
We do not have a deterrent strong enough to stop the murders that are going on our streets, being carried out on our streets today. Persons don't seem to mind going up to the Bahamas Department of Rehabilitative Services.
An 38-year-old businessman was charged in the serious offenses court in St. Vincent on Friday after allegedly attempting to travel with a forged Bahamian passport days before Christmas. Caribbean Loop News reports Max Roy Campbell pleaded not guilty to charges of using a false instrument and attempted forgery. Authorities say the incident happened on December 21st when Campbell reportedly presented the fake passport at Argyle International Airport. He was arrested and charged on Christmas Eve. Stop notices have since been issued at all ports of entry and exits. Campbell was granted 10,000 EC dollars bail, or about 3,700 Bahamian dollars, with one surety. Campbell is expected back in court on January 7th. Well, much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Berthany, and a happy Monday evening, everybody. We are ending December on a pretty nice note. There's a front to the north of us. We'll tell you about that in a short while, but that's not really going to be getting in here. Temperatures are a little on the warm side right now, 76 degrees with a few clouds. Winds out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. Your feels-like temperature is at 74. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 75 in Freeport, Alistown, Bimini. We pick up 74, Marsh Harbor, Abaco. 77s in Nicholstown, Andros, Governor's Harbor, Great Harbor Key, and here in the capital, 76s. 76 also in Nicholstown, Kemps Bay actually, Andros. Arthurstown, Cat Island, 73, 74s, Coburn Townsend, Salvador, Deadman's Key, Georgetown, 75. And into the southeast Bahamas, 77 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Matthewtown, Inagua, 74, Delectable Bay, 73 in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Abrams Bay, that's in Maguana, 76, and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, you guys are 74 at this hour. Satellite radar composite, quiet across us. We still have a ridge of high pressure in charge, but that ridge is weakening, starting to slide out towards the east. There's a weak frontal boundary just to the north of Grand Bahama and Abaco, extending into central Florida. And as I mentioned, that front is not really going to be getting in here. There's another front expected by Wednesday, but a lot of this white stuff here, that's a lot of high-level clouds coming out of the Caribbean, and that's not really going to be posing any threat to us. It's just going to filter some sunshine through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, what will the rosters look like for the Bahamas Bowl? It's year 24 of the Providence Holiday Classic, and Isaiah Mobley puts up big numbers in the G League.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the R News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
I'll be home for Christmas.
This holiday season, every embrace, every smile, every laugh feels like a gift. And every gathering is filled with the warmth of our Bahamian traditions. It's good to be home.
Well, it seems Santa is rewarding us this year for bringing you the most
Welcome to Our Sports is 7, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. Teams arrived this week for the Bahamas Bowl, and both head coaches discussed how the changing landscape of college football will influence their matchup this Saturday. The Buffalo Bulls out of the Mid-American Conference and the Liberty Flames out of Conference USA will meet Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Both teams will have roster changes headed into the big game. The Flame began the season with 117 players at their first practice, but due to players entering the transfer portal, injuries, and opt-outs, just 75 players will make the trip to the Bahamas. Liberty's backfield will look completely different, with starting quarterback Caden Salter in the portal and running back Quinton Cooley opting out to prepare for the NFL draft. On the other hand, Buffalo's roster remains relatively unscathed by the transactional nature of the game, with just 3 players currently in the portal. All 3 will be available for the Bulls and appear on the team's official depth chart for the Bahamas Bowl.
The Providence Storm continues their annual tradition of showcasing high school basketball during the holidays. For the past 4 days, the organization has hosted over 20 of the top local junior and senior high school basketball teams at the C.I. Gibson Gymnasium. The C.I. Gibson Rattlers are the defending senior boys champions, and the Agape Christian Academy Eagles out of Abaco are the defending junior boys champions. Play continues tonight at the C.I. Gibson Gymnasium.
Isaiah Mobley is proving himself in the NBA G League and continues to put up impressive numbers for the Delaware Bluecoats. Mobley finished with 20 points and 6 boards for the Bluecoats, the Philadelphia 76ers G League affiliate, in their 115-105 loss to the Windy City Bulls Saturday night. In the previous matchup against the Bulls, he finished with 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists in the Bluecoats' 116-97 win. Through 13 games with the Bluecoats, Mobley is averaging 11.5 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world, as tributes pour in for former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, who passed away this Sunday. Plus, 179 passengers killed in South Korea's worst aviation tragedy since 1997. And a state of emergency. Trinidad and Tobago takes drastic measures to tackle escalating violence linked to illegal firearms and explosives. The acting AG speaks when our news returns. Well, it seems Santa is rewarding us this year for bringing you the most timely and up-to-date news. Happy holidays from the team you already trust.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us here at RTV.
And now to this breaking story. The world-famous Valley Boys
have split. What does this mean for their legacy? Stay tuned for more details.
We are not interested in Valley Boy A, B, F, or Q. These Saxon superstars are coming for 4 straight. And one group we are definitely not worried about is...
Beat Roots? You couldn't even beat yourself with a wet paper bag. Listen here, warriors, the real warrior is War Daddy. We gonna be all up in the place, especially on our TV.
Well, isn't that nice? Looks like Santa really appreciates the fact that we bring you the stories that matter to you every day. Happy holidays from the team you already trust.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us here at RTV.
Candido Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the R News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
My name is Trevi Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add many apps.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United States.
the office of President of the United States
The U.S. this morning, former President Jimmy Carter, who passed away Sunday at his home in Plains, Georgia. He was 100. President Joe Biden hailed Carter as a man of principle, faith, and humility, while President-elect Donald Trump called him a truly good man who earned his highest respect. A state funeral is set for January 9th at the Washington National Cathedral, with public ceremonies in Atlanta, and Carter's burial is in Plains alongside his wife, Rosalind. Carter, the 39th president, served from 1977 to 1981, brokering peace between Egypt and Israel and earning a Nobel Peace Prize in 2002 for his humanitarian work.
This is a sad day, but it brings back an incredible amount of good memories. Today, America and the world, in my view, lost a remarkable leader. He was a statesman and humanitarian. And Jill and I lost a dear friend.
Tragedy struck at a Moen International Airport on Sunday when a Jeju Air Boeing 737-800 crashed, killing 179 passengers and crew. 2 crew members were rescued from the wreckage. The plane, returning from Bangkok, skidded during a landing after a bird strike warning and a suspected landing gear failure. It slammed into a concrete wall, bursting into flames. South Korea's acting president has declared a national mourning period as authorities are investigating. An acting Attorney General, Stuart Young, declared a state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago on Monday to tackle escalating violent crime linked to illegal firearms and explosives. Key measures include enhanced police powers to search without warrants, detention of suspects for up to 48 hours, extendable to 7 days, suspension of bail for detainees, and defense force deployment to support police.
Over the last month or so, and in fact building up to this, the government has been concerned about the use of high-powered illegal firearms, high-caliber firearms, including automatic weapons that unfortunately scourge throughout the whole Caribbean region. And due to the high velocity and high caliber weapons, the 5.56 and the 7.62 caliber weapons, you're seeing that when the miscreants in our society, the criminal element, are utilizing these types of weapons, the AR-15s, the AK-47s, and indiscriminately shooting at persons, sometimes missing their targets and hitting innocent bystanders, there is very little chance of survival due to the velocity and the caliber of these weapons. This has been a major concern, not only for us here in Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the whole CARICOM region.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was December 30th. Then in our news at 7:30, appeals for funding. Local Junkanoo groups in the B Division share the difficulty of putting on a world-class performance with little to no sponsorships. And from New Year's to Majority Rule Day, the point is throwing a party and offering local rates. When our news returns.
Each week, we go into the heart of our second city and talk to the people helping to shape this community.
This is what makes me happy to come to work every day, to know that I'm helping someone.
These are the faces of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, helping to maintain infrastructure, grow the economy, and bring a better quality of life.
Our mission statement is to better the lives.
Because I have to be a part of Grand Bahama.
Join me at Talia Hall every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Our News as we share these inspiring stories of Freeport. Stay with the team you already trust.
Oh my
God is a present. While Santa appreciates our commitment to bringing accurate, up-to-date news and pretty faces, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the team you already trust.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. I feared.
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1727, Governor Thomas Shirley was born in the Bahamas. In 1864, Governor Alexander Bannerman, a namesake of Bannerman Town, Eleuthera, died in London at 76. And in 2019, foreign-born drivers who were banned from crawfish season sued the government, challenging the Bahamian-only policy. To learn more about the events that shaped the day that was December 30th, head over to ournews.bs. And there's a new luxury brand in town, and you know it well. Known for its iconic red bottoms, Christian Louboutin has officially opened a new boutique at Atlantis Resort, where attendees stepped into a life of luxury. Our Danielle Miller ends this half hour with all the glamorous details.
So cute. Am I so Kate? This iconic shoe, along with luxurious others and handbags, are now available at Atlantis Paradise Island's Crystal Court in the Christian Louis Vuitton boutique. We were at the grand opening event and have all the exclusive details for you.
Greeted at the entrance of the Coral Towers with a mega red carpet, service handed you signature cocktails as you entered the plush event. The 1,000 square feet unique circular facade is endearing, outfitted with custom handmade red tiles imported from Portugal that captivates your attention from any angle of the Crystal Court. Inside, there is an abundance of mirrors, handbags, and shoes for men, women, and kids. The decor evoking the warmth and elegance of a private getaway, the fantasy in any shopper's mind of having their personal closet filled with Christian Louis Vuitton.
And they are known for their beautiful red soles.
Featuring local and international clients of Christian Louis Vuitton, the Atlantis executive team, and local influencers, guest DJ Angel and Dren from New York City kept the vibes going for this exclusive event hosted by Carlo Bahamas, a 3-generation family-owned brand. With personalized luxury services, private viewings, exclusive VIP experiences, the latest collections, and a superb sales team, are you ready to step into luxury? Reporting for our news, I'm Danielle Miller.
Thanks, Danielle. Well, to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs. Well, that does it for our news at 7. Joining us now is our Italia Hall with the latest headlines. And just before we hand over Italia, our TV is getting ready to bring you all the action live from Bay Street again. If you missed our Boxing Day coverage, you can catch the 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade starting at 1 a.m. right here on Channel 212.
All right, thanks so much, Berthany. And if you are still out ringing in the new year, no worries. You can stream it live on the Our News Bahamas Facebook page and YouTube channel. Don't miss it. Until then, here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on our news live at 7:30, a shocking explosion in southern New Providence causes a family to lose their home and several left injured. We have the latest coming up. And gas experts speaking out after a massive explosion destroys a home and businesses in southern New Providence. Could it have been prevented? Also, calls for capital punishment reignite as prosecutors seek the death penalty in the heartbreaking murder of 12-year-old Adriel Moxie. And later,
police say the suspect arraigned today for the murder of 12-year-old Adriel Moxie may also have information regarding 4 other previous murders dating back 10 years ago. It's a story we'll have on our news tonight.
That's all coming up when our news live at 7:30 returns.
Tourism today.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most valuable assets. Unfortunately, termites are common and very unwanted guests that never stop eating. With Struckum, you can enjoy the peace of mind as we protect your investment with our 3-year fumigation warranty. Struckum, #1 in pest control services.
I love my EV. I am.
Welcome to our news. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. A terrifying scene has left a southern New Providence community in shock after a massive explosion destroyed a building on Sunday afternoon, leaving a family without a home and their business. It's also left some 8 people in hospital. Our news team arrived shortly after the incident.
Jesus was coming. I ain't gonna tell you where I say Jesus is on his way.
Pandemonium. That's how residents of the Blue Hill Road community described the explosion, which occurred at a home and a restaurant, leaving the community stunned. According to fire officials, the incident happened while a gas truck was conducting a refill. Police reported that 9 people were injured, including 2 children. They were all transported to hospital. Nearby homes and businesses also sustained damage with shattered windows and lights knocked out. When our news team arrived, the area was cordoned off as fire crews conducted their initial investigation. Spectators describing the scene as something out of a movie, with glass and debris scattered everywhere. The gas truck involved in the explosion remained on site. Police confirmed that the truck driver and a passenger were among the injured. One resident, Alexandria Arthur, who did not want to be seen on camera, lives next door in an apartment that sustained damage.
We lost the backside of our roof, windows, doors, car, but thank God for life.
Another man says his sister and niece lived in the building that exploded. He expressed relief that there were no fatalities.
It's only God could allow no deaths to be in this place. God is awesome. I tell everybody you gotta trust God. You got to trust God. This only God. It's only God. This is a miracle. This is my sister and niece resident, and
did you check in with them?
Yeah, I went to the hospital and they have some burns. God is an awesome God. That's all I could say.
Eyewitness Israel Johnson described what he saw.
And my girlfriend was together, and she thought it was like the apocalypse or something. And then when we came outside, we realized that it was a hoax. And right now, we're just praying that everyone is doing all right. but we saw several individuals sustain some injuries.
2 nearby residents who often visit the restaurant in the building that exploded came to lend support. One expressed concern about safety after learning the explosion resulted from a gas refill.
And I'm making me think because I use a different company, but now everything makes you think if you're safe or not, you know, and God bless me, I'm 89. But I had to come and see, so when the sun comes up, I'll try and find out, you know, if there's anything we can do to help.
Well, while the jury is still out on what exactly caused that explosion on Sunday, experts in the Ministry of Works are calling the ordeal a freak incident. Building Control Officer Craig Delancey stresses the importance of proper installation and maintenance to prevent accidents when handling liquefied petroleum gas.
One of the properties of LPG is that LPG is an odorless gas, so as a result, to give it odor, there are additives added there to give it odor, so you can detect leaks. And what you will notice if gas is leaking in a particular area, you actually experience a pungent scent. Also, you will also be alerted by the presence of flies, which are actually attracted to the pungent odor and the propane gas. So that's some of the ways that you might actually detect a gas leak.
Experts say detecting a gas leak is essential for safety. Volatile substance inspector in the Ministry of Works, Paul Isaac, says regular inspections are also recommended.
Speaking from my professional expertise, that'll be very I will actually label this as a freak incident, because these drivers make hundreds of deliveries. Several deliveries in a day, and for that to actually happen, that's actually going out on a limb to say that's like a rare occurrence, which requires further investigation.
Well, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for the suspect in the November 20th murder of 12-year-old Adriel Moxie. 38-year-old Chris Ferguson was charged with capital murder in a magistrate's court. Monday is a charge that would allow prosecutors to seek the death penalty if he's convicted. Moxie's murder has reignited calls for the enforcement of capital punishment. The 7th grader at Anatole Rogers High School was found raped and murdered in bushes off a track road near her home. Ferguson, who was not required to enter pleas to the charges, did not have a lawyer and asked the court for a public defender. Bail was denied and the matter was adjourned to May 1st for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Meanwhile, detectives reported Monday the investigation has widened. Our Joshua Williams reports on the shocking twist that led police to the suspect and the potential reopening of cold cases dating back 10 years.
Police calling a press conference an hour before a 38-year-old man was charged with raping and murdering 12-year-old Adriel Moxie last month. Chris Ferguson was charged with the capital murder of Adriel Moxie. Criminal Investigations Department Head Chief Superintendent Antoine Raming says after he was taken into custody, the suspect provided key information.
Based on our investigation and during the time of our investigation, he has provided additional information that we are satisfied that he has been able to direct us additionally into areas and directed us, and we have been able to locate some physical evidence that has connected us to that particular scene.
But the story takes a shocking twist. Police say while it hasn't been classified as a confession, the suspect also provided information for 4 previous murders dating back to 2014.
There is, of course, information that is being shared that sometime during his detention, he shared some information as relates to additional matters. That information is confirmed. We have spoken to him in connection with several matters. He has shared information with us. We have looked into that. We have taken him into Grand Bahama as well. We have looked into those matters. At this time, there is insufficient evidence for us to charge him with those matters.
Before this, police originally arrested a 32-year-old suspect of Cowpin Road in connection to the incident.
Once we get information as it pertains to any individual, we would take that person into custody, question them, and then we would further our investigation. Due to the fact that he was unable to even give us any additional information based on his mental state, We kept him in our custody, and eventually, based on our further investigation, we were able to come across an additional person whom we...
And while investigators say it's too early to draw any conclusions from the information provided by the suspect, they promise to work diligently with the information they've received. Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, families of all murder victims, President Gibson attending the arraignment of that 38-year-old man charged with raping and murdering 12-year-old Adriel Moxie last month. It's not the first time Gibson has been vocal on the issue. She and her organization held a protest outside the Criminal Investigations Department back in November when the shocking crime happened. Gibson spoke outside the magistrate court and said, like many others, she's fed up.
I ain't looking for no family and I ain't looking for no friend. I come out here because I'm an advocate. I come out here because I have a daughter. I come out here because I have nieces. I come out here because I have a sister and I have a mother. And that's why I'm out here. Enough now is enough.
A man accused of abducting his daughter is behind bars, facing a child-stealing charge. Prosecutors allege 34-year-old Angelo McQueen took his 11-year-old daughter to the United States on March 1st without her mother's permission. McQueen was arrested in Tennessee in July and subsequently deported to the Bahamas. McQueen, who appeared before Magistrate Shaka Seville, did not have to enter a plea and was denied bail. He's back in court on April 11, 2025. Well, the work week is off to a great start with lots of sun and nice temperatures, but how will the rest of the week shape up as the countdown to the New Year's Day Junkanoo parade begins? Meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg, what can you tell us?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia. Well, the work week has started off nice and we are ending December and 2024 on a nice note. Front is expected on Wednesday and another one by the weekend, so we're looking for some rather nice conditions for the remainder of the week. Outside our studios, though, it's pretty nice, 75 degrees, a few clouds. It winds out of the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 74. Sideline radar composite, lots of high-level clouds streaming out of the southwest Caribbean across our area. Not producing much in terms of any rainfall, but we do have a weak front just to the north of us. That's extending across central Florida. Weakening as we speak, it's expected to slightly lift towards the north and stay away from us, but we do expect another front to get in here by Wednesday into Thursday, and then an even stronger one coming in for the weekend that will give us a nice change in the atmosphere, so we're looking for some cooler temperatures by the end of the week. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, rising Junkanoo costs spur appeals for more sponsorship. Hear from a Junkanoo leader on why these funds are crucial. And later, from New Year's Eve to Majority Rule Day, the Point is the place to party. Don't miss the details on this weekend's events when our news returns.
I love my EV. I am Generation E.
I am Generation E. I am Generation E.
And I am Generation E.
This holiday season, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is bringing light back to Bahamian homes. Through our partnership with Bahamas Power and Light, we're offering the Merry and Bright Holiday Reconnection Program, so you can pay as little as 10% of your outstanding balance and get reconnected. Just in time for the holidays. Pay a little, light up a lot. The Ministry of Energy and Transport is committed to making sure no family is left in the dark this season.
The world-famous Valley Boys have split. What does this mean for their legacy? Stay tuned for more details.
We are not interested in Valley Boy A, B, F, or Q.
the Saxon Superstars are coming for 4 straight. And one group we are definitely not worried about is
The Way Forward Valley Boys Junkanoo group preparing to hit Bay Street this New Year's Day, but not before weighing in on the group's Boxing Day performance. Here's Berthany McDermott.
You saw that's not the level of what the Valley Boys bring to Bay Street. And all we are asking, the Valley Boys members who have been misled, look within yourself. Dig inside your soul. You know that's not the way that we was brought up.
Interim chairman of the Way Forward Valley Boys Junkanoo Group, Trevor Davis, giving a candid assessment of the world-famous Valley Boys performance in the recent Boxing Day parade. Despite the drama, Davis stressed there is no split in the group and said once the matter is resolved, he is confident supporters will return. The Valley Boys, led by Trevor Davis, rushed as a non-competitive group Boxing Day and will rush in the same category for New Year's Day. When compared, Davis believes his group put on a better show.
If you look at what we brought to Bay Street, even though we were not being judged, is a big difference in comparison. And once again, we're going to demonstrate the difference in comparison again to remind persons that, listen, we are the Valley Boys.
Amid pushback, the Saxons only won the parade because of the internal issues with the Valley Boys. Davis admitted that in his view, the Saxons fairly won the parade. Davis says the response to his group's performance has been overwhelming, adding more supporters have returned to the shack to participate in the parade. Davis is projecting an even bigger group this New Year's Day with more supporters. But outside of the group's performance, Davis felt there were some parade management issues this Boxing Day.
We came out there, we did what we said we was going to do. I understand and I know I was there to see that a lot of groups who should have gone out first that didn't go out when they should have gone out. So maybe those persons need to be consulted and asked why the parade wasn't managed properly and why the parade wasn't run properly.
As for the plan for the New Year's Day parade,
we're going to bring everybody's favorite Saturday morning cartoon characters. And so we want bring the family, bring the kids out and see if they can identify. Right behind me, you see we're working on one of our lead pieces, the Jetsons, and we're going to bring the Jetsons alive on Bay Street.
Meanwhile, coordinator for Body of Christ Crusaders, Kimsley Ferguson, says many B groups in the Junkanoo parades focus on providing a safe, positive environment for young Bahamians to avoid dangerous activities. However, Ferguson says it's been a years-long effort to have these social initiatives recognized and reflected in sponsorships, making the road to Bay a difficult one.
We've been doing it without sponsorship for so long. We've made appeals far and wide. We've written letters. Again, not only do we make those contributions, but we have to contribute to these people financially as well, because a lot of them are very, very, very challenged and don't have the ability to get it done. And we know that Junkanoo is extremely expensive. And so again, we make an appeal to the government.
Even the fancy dancers who came away with the win in the B division say it's a struggle. Anton Thompson is a leader in the group.
I encourage people to get involved and sponsor Junkanoo groups, no matter what group it is. Just some, you know how it is sometimes for Junkanoo group to get funding? It's just really difficult this year. People think we have a lot of money, but we don't have anything. We don't have anything. People say, oh, y'all get this amount of money, y'all get that sponsor, but we don't have anything. We're struggling to get to Bay Street right now. But the hell, the strength of the good Lord, we'll get to Bay Street.
And as the groups gear up for their second showdown on Bay, we're getting ready to bring you all the action live. Catch the 2025 New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade starting at 1 a.m. on Channel 212. And if you're still out ringing in the new year, no worries. You can stream it live on the Our News Bahamas Facebook page and YouTube channel. You don't want to miss it.
It's now time for tonight's final.
And now to this breaking story.
Local Investment Bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Still to come in our news, from New Year's Eve to Majority Rule Day, the Point is the place to party. Don't miss the details on this weekend's events with our Marlena Leonard coming up.
Coming up in sports, what will the rosters look like for the Bahamas Bowl? It's year 24 of the Providence Holiday Classic, and Isaiah Mobley puts up big numbers in the G League.
And sunny skies in the capital this Monday, but is the rest of the work week shaping up just as nice? Craig is back with your extended weather when our news continues. Stay with us. And now to this breaking story. The world-famous Valley Boys have split. What does this mean for their legacy? Stay tuned for more details.
We are not interested in Valley Boy A, B, F, or Q. These Saxon superstars are coming for 4 straight. And one group we are definitely not worried about is...
Beat Roots? You couldn't even beat yourself on a wet paper bag. Listen here, warriors, the real warrior is War Daddy. We could be all up in the place, especially on our TV.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live.
I'll be home for Christmas.
This holiday season,
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Martinette. Let's do show. Teams arrived this week for the Bahamas Bowl, and both head coaches discussed how the changing landscape of college football will influence their matchup this Saturday. The Buffalo Bulls out of the Mid-American Conference and the Liberty Flames out of Conference USA will meet Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Both teams will have roster changes headed into the big game. The Flame began the season with 117 players at their first practice, but due to players entering the transfer portal, injuries, and opt-outs, just 75 players will make the trip to the Bahamas. Liberty's backfield will look completely different, with starting quarterback Caden Salter in the portal and running back Quinton Cooley opting out to prepare for the NFL draft.
Well, I would say that the ones that are coming, man, they're excited about doing it, and we've got a good team, a good nucleus left. We did lose some really good players, but you know that's life. That's how the current setup is, and I tell our team all the time is it's not the adversity that happens, it's how you handle the adversity, how you respond to it.
On the other hand, Buffalo's roster remains relatively unscathed by the transactional nature of the game, with just 3 players currently in the portal. All 3 will be available for the Bulls and appear on the team's official depth chart for the Bahamas Bowl.
There is, of course, always the opportunity that some guys might go into the portal after the game, because the NCAA does create a window for that after teams play. But all we can control right now is where we are at this moment. And yes, we have had very few guys go into the portal.
The Providence Storm continues their annual tradition of showcasing high school basketball during the holidays.
For the past 4 days, the organization has hosted over 20 of the top local junior and senior high school basketball teams at the C.I. Gibson Gymnasium. The C.I. Gibson Rattlers are the defending senior boys champions, and the Agape Christian Academy Eagles out of Abaco are the defending junior boys champions. Play continues tonight at the C.I. Gibson Gymnasium.
Very intense. A lot of the guys are kind of rusty, but they playing hard. And this is about staying sharp for the second half of the season. Hopefully, as the tournament moves on, they will continue to get better because we guaranteed everybody at least 4 games. So that's a lot of games for the next 4 days. And then we're going to crown a champion.
Isaiah Mobley is proving himself in the NBA G League and continues to put up impressive numbers for the Delaware Bluecoats. Mobley finished with 20 points and 6 boards for the Bluecoats, the Philadelphia 76ers G League affiliate, in their 115-105 loss to the Windy City Bulls Saturday night. In the previous matchup against the Bulls, he finished with 18 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists in the Bluecoats' 116-97 win. Through 13 games with the Bluecoats, Mobley is averaging 11.5 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. Last summer, he joined the Bahamas men's senior national team for the first time at training camp in Houston, Texas. This offseason at 76ers training camp, he noted his plans to continue with the program in the future. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS Bowl Week. I mean, stadium's ready, right?
Of course. Get ready for the action on Saturday.
Of course it is. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, from New Year's Eve to Majority Rule Day, the Point is the place to party. Our Marlena Leonard has all of the fun details straight ahead. And what type of weather will we see for New Year's Day in Junkanoo? Greg is back with the extended forecast when our news continues. Stay with us.
I'll be home for Christmas.
This holiday season, every embrace, every smile, every laugh feels like a gift. And every gathering is filled with the warmth of our Bahamian traditions. It's good to be home.
Well, it seems Santa is rewarding us this year for bringing you the most timely and up-to-date news. Happy holidays from the team you already trust.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us here at RTV.
And now to this breaking story. The world-famous Valley Boys have split. What does this mean for their legacy? Stay tuned for more details.
We are not interested in Valley Boy A, B, F, or Q. The Saxon superstars are coming for 4 straight. And one group we are definitely not worried about is...
Beat Roots? You couldn't even beat yourself with a wet paper bag. Listen here, warriors, the real warrior is War Daddy. We're gonna be all up in the place, especially on our TV.
This is our news. Welcome back. Well, we're ending December on a very nice note, and we're ending 2024 and moving into 2025 also on a very nice note. We have a weak front just to the north of us, right across central Florida, that's sparking a few showers. High-level clouds moving out of the southwest Caribbean across area, but that's not going to provide any form of any precipitation, but we do expect the frontal boundary to get here sometime on Wednesday into Thursday. That will bring in a slight change in air temperature, and then of course by the end of the week we expect another front that should be a little stronger, so we're looking for some cooler temperatures by the weekend and into early next week. But what a good way to end the 2024 year, and also to end December on that very good note. Boating forecast, pretty nice out there on the waters tonight through tomorrow. Your winds will be out of the southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest Bahamas, 2 to 4 foot seas expected. High tide is presently at 7:23. Low tide takes place at 1:23 in the morning. Central and southeast Bahamas are more east to southeast flow at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your extended forecast. Tomorrow will be pretty nice, and of course we bring in New Year's on Wednesday. Pretty nice temperatures, but near the 80-degree mark. We do expect a couple isolated showers with that front, and then Thursday temperatures take a dip. Then we get Saturday where the second front comes. Temperatures will be 74 on Sunday, and then we're back to near 80 on Monday. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, and have a great evening, everybody.
Thanks so much, Greg. Well, you may be making plans to attend the New Year's Eve party at the Point, but the celebrations don't stop there. We end the hour with our Marlena Leonard, who tells us the Point also got plans for a big majority rule day party this January. Let's take a look.
But we're already planning for next year. So Majority Rule Day, what we're doing at Party at the Point, we're going to have DJ Overdose, we'll have music, we'll have food trucks, we're going to have vendors out here selling arts and crafts. We're going to have Milk and Cream open. Our new DAC Shack 2.0 is going to be open. So a lot of fun things, and it's going to be a full day.
And the fun doesn't stop there. There's good news if you're a fan of the Fins Up Water Park.
We're even going to come up with some day rates for locals if you want to go to the water park. So it's going to be a fun full day to start the holiday for you. So it should be a lot of fun. We're expecting probably 500 to 600 people. And it's a free party, so why not come? We have plenty of parking, we got plenty of drinks, we got plenty of food. It's going to be amazing.
It's all part of an overall upgrade for the area that will reinvigorate the space.
We've changed the location and we've upgraded a lot of things because we just weren't getting the traction that we wanted. So it's exciting to see it really come to fruition, and we're really expecting big things because in the future we've got food trucks that are going to be here permanently. We're going to have vendors that are here permanently. We're going to have the DAC Shack permanently. So the Point is going to be the place to be, right here on Junkanoo Promenade.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
All right, sounds so exciting. Thanks, Marlena. But with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Talia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Hospital bed. Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Talia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team. You